One of the things I am not great at, and you can speak to this because I feel like you're really good at this, is emails, text messages, and like
the endless
social media inboxes. Like, I feel like when I've seen a message, I'm like, ugh. Like, most of the time I'm like, yay, I love hearing from people, but sometimes I'm like, oh, now I have Facebook, Instagram, my email, my text messages, my voicemail, and I've got messages on all of these platforms, and the people coming in those roads are expecting responses. They're expecting answers. I just feel like there's, now I have to respond to everything.
Right. So I'm wondering where we learned that every response deserves another response. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in our culture, we learned that every phone call deserves a phone call and every text deserves a text. And what's happened now is that the world is now dictating where our time is going because of what they are, wanting from us. Like I used to have this PA, and she was one of those that would ask me, can we get this done? And what about this? And have you made a decision about this? Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, I'm not ready to make that decision yet. And I don't know about that yet. And what I realized was that she was wanting me to finish her to-do list. And I think we often don't realize that the world wants us to finish their to-do list. And yet if all we do is finish their to-do list, we will never be strategic in our own lives. So there's a couple practical ways to address this.
Give them
so
to
first
us.
and foremost is I want you to, instead of feeling bad about saying no or not responding, I want you to say to yourself, I have chosen to be more obedient to God. Because it comes down to obedience. That's it. I've chosen to be more obedient to God by stewarding my time, period. And then secondly is you can set up boundaries that have more of a filter. Like I have a friend and she on her Instagram profile says, I do not check DM messages, but you're welcome to comment.
I love
so that way, anybody who gets on her Instagram knows she's not in her DMs. That's it. When I was young, when I had my littles, I would I had an automatic response in my email that said, because I value my time with my very young children, I may not be able to get back to you in a timely manner or at all. Thank you for your patience and grace and allowing me to be the mom that I desperately want to be.
Okay, I feel like maybe we need to add that into the notes, like as a template, so that all of the moms can like copy and paste.
Yeah, because I'm allowed to say, this is what's important to me right now. And what you want to do is say, I'm crystal clear because you're not confused. And also you want to say it in such a way that closes the conversation. And what you'll do is you'll start to set those boundaries up to where people can't quite get to you and have the access. And then if somebody does text you and you don't get back to them, we as women are so good at, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Well, what if instead of saying, I'm so sorry, we said, thank you for your patience. Or thank you for understanding my busy life. Without ever saying you're sorry. Because you're not sorry. Good. You are stewarding the most precious thing that God can give you, and that's a human life. And so we are allowed, and I always think about this. If feelings are in my yard, my feelings, and your feelings are in your yard, if somebody says to you, you made me angry. No, actually, I didn't make you angry. I'm not powerful enough to go inside of you and choose anger. You did that. So instead of assuming that we are powerful enough to get other people to respond good or bad, what if we realize we have no power to get them to respond? Like if you and I, let's just, say I call you and you don't respond to me. And you immediately think, oh, Havilah thinks I'm lazy. Havilah thinks that I'm, she saw me on my socials and now she knows I have time and she probably thinks like I am ignoring her. Or what if you flip that script to Havilah, I bet Havilah knows I'm really busy. I bet she knows that I have a lot going on. I bet she's choosing empathy. So instead of, I think we often let people think judgment versus empathy. So for me, I choose empathy. I go, you know what? They have an opportunity to see my life and give me grace and give me empathy. If they don't want to do that, that's on them. And I will just finish with this idea. How you choose to respond says everything about you, and how I choose to respond says everything about me.